we talk about the league leaders now? It's not Manchester City, David. No, it's Arsenal. We're going to talk about their game against Bournemouth. Let's hear from both managers, Scott Parker and Mikel Arteta.
We've got a big challenge ahead of us at the weekend, a technical team, positional team that have huge quality all over the pitch. So yeah, we'll embrace that. We're ready for that. We'll do the work we can to obviously try and nullify that and try and make it uncomfortable as much as we can when they come here to our home ground. Understand the challenges that we're going to face and the problems they're going to cause, really.
Hey, that will be a really tough match. I played there many times. I know how tough it is. I expect the atmosphere that is going to be hectic there. Again, it's a team that is used to winning because last year they have a really successful season. They started well the season. I know the Scott obviously very well as well. So I know that they're going to make a real difficult game for us.
OK, so I lied. Arsenal aren't the league leaders. It is indeed Manchester City. I was getting Arsenal fans a bit excited there. But they have had a very strong start to the season, haven't they, David? How impressed have you been with them? Obviously not as impressed as you are with City.
Yeah, I was sweating there, thinking I'd got something wrong. Do you know, I wish that in some ways I wish they were league leaders because of what I felt that Mikel Arteta could do. This is a manager who, right at the beginning, seemed to change the way that Arsenal were going to play their games, and because the results didn't go right, and we look at last season in particular, at the beginning of the season, people were wanting him to leave the club. But he stuck with his way. The club stuck behind him. Recruitment's been superb, especially for my fantasy team. And with the likes of Partey in the middle there, I mean, they're a side that could challenge.
I assume you had Gabriel Jesus in your fantasy team then.
What makes you think that?
Well, he's been an excellent addition, hasn't he, Andy? Have you been surprised at just how well it has worked?
Not really, because it felt like he was ready to be relied on all the time. I think that's the thing with him. You know, he's someone who's quite modest, really, for a top-level footballer. He's incredibly hard-working. He's not always seen himself as a centre-forward, but I think he's got plenty of chances to score at Arsenal because they're looking to him for that. But also, you look here when he sets it up for Xhaka, he's always looking for his teammates around him. I'd be a little concerned about the goals they conceded, certainly because Leicester are not in the best shape at the moment, although they've still got an excellent squad. But then we see Martinelli, who's going to come into his own. I think that's the other exciting thing about Gabriel Jesus, that he can drift left, allow Martinelli to come in the centre, and a lot of Arsenal fans really believe that Martinelli should be playing at centre forward for them going forward, so a bit of both.
In terms of their defence as well, David, Zinchenko's come into the side also from Manchester City, and he's looked brilliant for Arsenal. Where does that leave Kieran Tierney? Can he fit them both in on that left-hand side?
Can he fit the boat? I mean, Zinchenko's been playing in multiple positions, hasn't he? So, I mean, there's flexibility with Zinchenko, and you're right. I think that from what he's done in a couple of games at least has been fantastic. But Tierney, fully fit, fully capable, should start for Arsenal. And I think, again, going back to the recruitment and what he's doing, Arteta, he's got competition in places, strong competition. That keeps everyone alive. Got European competition as well, so you're allowed to have the opportunity to rotate.
He's used the same starting 11 in both Premier League matches so far. Do you feel like he's now set with the team he's got, or do you agree with David that once Tierney is back fit, you could see a bit of a shake-up there? Emile Smith-Rowe is fit again. How does he fit into the side?
Yeah, I think a lot's going to change. We talked about the programme for all these teams in the first half of the season. It's going to be intense. And like David was saying with Zinchenko, we've seen him play really well in that sort of inside left position in midfield for Ukraine. And I felt a huge part of him moving from Manchester City. He wants to be more of a main player. You know, we know he can do a job at left back, but does he really see himself there long term? I don't think so. And I think part of that is because it shows why Arsenal are fully in on Tierney as well. You know, I think you fit them both in the same team as time goes by. And of course, when they finally move Nicolas Pepe, who looks like he's going to go to Nice on loan, then they're going to look for another wide player before deadline. So I don't think Arsenal is shut for business yet. OK, so I know it's early days. We've only seen 2 matches so far. But can you see Arsenal challenging for the top 4 this season, based on what you've seen? Challenging for top 4, for sure. Challenging for top 2, no. I think Champions League is 3rd or 4th place. I mean, they're going to drop points this weekend, unfortunately. You think? Well, it's only because I predicted Brentford would be 2nd, so I've kind of... OK. Yeah, I say that jokingly. I mean, the scary thing about when you see this Arsenal side play, they're capable of being anyone. I know you mentioned the goals being conceded, but if you're going to score 4 goals, you'll concede 2 every week. You wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
So they're a scary proposition.
They have Europa League football as well to contend with this year, Andy. But can you see them getting into the top 4?
I still think the Europa League's their best chance of getting into that top 4. I think the top 4 is going to be Liverpool, City, Chelsea, Spurs in whatever order. I think that's really, really tough for Arsenal. In many seasons, I think this Arsenal team would be a shoo-in for the top 4, but just not this one.
OK. This weekend, though, it's Bournemouth for them. So what have we made of them so far? They won their first game. Hard to judge them against Manchester City last week, losing 4-0. What do you think? Have they got a decent chance of staying up from what you've seen?
I think so. I mean, I think they'll give Arsenal a good run on the weekend. I'm hoping they win, not because of my prediction, but obviously because it was my old team. But Scott Parker's on there. What was interesting about the Manchester City game was pretty much everything happened in the first half. And in the second half, with 5 substitutions, another thing going back to Arsenal, when you've got 5 substitutions, you can start the same side and then basically change half the outfield afterwards. So I think what Scotty Parker's doing there, trying to do this season, is good. Just staying up is all they need to do, and then they can do the rebuild. But they seem to have something going. Goalkeeper might be the issue. I mean, I think Tavares is a capable keeper, but he's very inexperienced. It's whether or not that inexperience will tell longer into the season.
How much will set pieces for Bournemouth play a part this season when you see the size of their 2 centre forwards? And I'm not sure if Dominic Solanke will definitely be fit for this game, but he was out injured for the last match, and that partnership with Kiefer Moore throughout the season could be crucial, couldn't it?
Yeah, it really could. And I think Solanke's got a lot to prove this season, because there are a lot of people out there who, after he moved on from coming through from great fanfare at Liverpool, just thought he wasn't really good enough for the Premier League. But having scored all those goals in the Championship, a bit like Alexander Mitrovic, who of course has scored goals in the Premier League before, Solanke's like a younger version of Mitrovic. He needs to prove himself at this level. I think Kiefer Moore will score goals for sure, and it'll make life difficult for a lot of people. Yeah, it's all about the set pieces and Scott Parker's jacket.
It's a good jacket, isn't it?
It's a great jacket.
All right, we're going to take a break now. When we come back, though, we're going to be focusing on the team who are bottom of the table, and that is definitely correct. It's Manchester United. Yeah, look twice at that one again. They